What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be boosting my Mitsubishi Eclipse. Currently pulling up to DSM headquarters. In the previous episode, we had to go get a different motor because we bent the valves on the stock OEM one. Here's a new one with the clutch turbo setup, which I have here for the most part. I'm gonna go over the full list with you guys. So to start off with, you're gonna want a manifold. You could either run a log manifold, which you can find on eBay for like $100, or you could run a tubular one, which looks a little cooler. You are gonna need a Walboro 255 fuel pump for extra fuel. You are going to need a 12-to-1 FMU. You can find this on eBay. This is an OBX one. You're going to need some lines and bungs and stuff like that for your oil return and oil feed line for the turbo. You are going to need intercooler piping. Now this piping is from my Evo. I'm not 100% sure that it's gonna fit, but we are going to be test fitting today. I do have an HKS Blow valve right here. I got it welded out by ARCE. With the log manifold, you do have to run an external wastegate. My choice of wastegate was a Turbosmart one. I am going to be running some Purol 10W40. This is really good oil. I run it on all my cars. It is E85 compatible, and of course it's just better for a performance vehicle. We are going to be going either hood exit or bumper exit, so you do have to get some type of fabrication going. So the game plan for now is, what are we doing first?
Where's the turbo?
It's missing. Yeah, we got Carlos with no calipers on right now, pulling a Jesse from Fast and the Furious.
Jesus, dude. Already? Full send.
We went ahead and removed the oil pressure sensor that was previously on the 428 block to replace with this oil feed line for the turbo. You are going to go ahead and need to go to Home Depot and get this adapter. It is a 3/8 to 1/8 in size. You then are also going to need to get a 90-degree AN fitting right here, because if you run a straight fitting, it's going to bend to the point where you're going to break this and cause a leak. Besides that, you're also going to need to get your stock oil pan, get this adapter, which is a 5/8 to 1/2.
Only if you get this kit with it.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and link all the parts that I got in the description for you guys to check out. I got like this, yeah, you can see right here. It's gonna get, you're gonna drill a hole, put that in there.
With this.
Damn boy.
Damn boy.
Still not big enough? No. She's in.
Damn.
Sick. Alright.
Alright, and then since we don't have fancy equipment to weld it, we're gonna put 2 washers and squish it together and put some gasket sealant.
Okay.
That's it. Ooh, silicone. And then put it in my area.
So what does the washer do exactly? What does the washer do exactly?
The washer's gonna squish this. It's gonna hold on to the nut.
Okay.
So it's gonna squish this and this on the other side and seal it good.
Okay.
And then yeah, I'm gonna put the nut on the other side to squish it.
That's it. That's literally it for the oil pan. You can see the setup right there. Come on this side. Okay. Alright, let's put this guy on. Alright, alternator's held on by three 15mm bolts here. This one real quick. Alright, quick update. We got the log manifold on there. We got the fitting on there for the oil return, starter, transmission, oil feed line in the back. We got the intake manifold with a new gasket on there, new oil filter, alternator, harmonic balancer pulley right here, the bracket for the motor mounts on. We are ready to install Carlos' favorite part here. This is a Turbosmart 38mm wastegate. Looks super sick. Really feels like it's made of really good quality. I do know these are the highest flowing wastegates in the market by far. They do come with different springs. This is a 7 PSI spring. Right now that's all you need for wastegate pressure. But you could run up to 26 PSI. So pretty sick setup, honestly. Really good brand overall to run. And just having it up here with the car, it's gonna look super sick. So let's install this real quick and I'll show you guys how it looks right now. So we got most of the stuff on there. She's ready to go inside the engine bay.
The very next evening.
Day 2 of turboing the 428 Mitsubishi Eclipse. I got the front mount intercooler core My bad. This is the CX Racing slash Punishment Racing is what the guys call it. It's the same core. You could find this on eBay. It's for Mitsubishi Eclipses. Usually the GSC and GSX guys run it. But since it's for an Eclipse, you could also run it on the RS or GS models. You are gonna have to modify your front bumper. Honestly, it's optional, right? Or is it?
It just matters if you want full airflow or
right.
half the intercoolers.
Right. So these things come with like these mustaches right here. Most people just cut it just to make more space for air to the intercooler. And honestly, I also feel like aesthetically it makes it look a little better because it gives it a bigger mouth, and then with the intercooler in the back, it just looks super badass. So just be patient, take your time, don't mess it up, and you should be good. You have like a cut over here. Bro. Woo. We got the mustache off. Look at the difference. You do have a front crash beam. Most people remove it, but again, it makes it kind of unsafe. In case of a crash, you will push all this forward. But you could.
For 5 miles per hour. You know?
Okay, so it's practically useless.
Gauge.
Yeah.
48 inches.
Yeah, if you want to do this for super cheap, it was like $6. So we're gonna bend it to shape, but initially you just line it up to this right here, bolt it down here, and then you bolt the front mount, excuse me, from these two locations. This is for the CX or Punishment Racing Intercooler Core. In my opinion, these look the best. Also, I don't know, I have it on the silver DSM and it looks really, really nice. It fits the bumper really well. All right, so here's the mock-up of kind of what it's gonna look like. You drill a hole here, 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 just in case you need to make it bigger. It's not perfect, but until we get a better bracket, this is more of like a DIY. Yeah. Doesn't look too good, but let's test fit the bumper.
Yeah, not centered.
It's not centered?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's way off.
How far is it up?
We need to go more to the left. All right, second mock-up. Guys got it right. Looks way more centered. So that's how you do the front mount. Now we should do what? Mock up the piping. I did get the piping off my Evo. Same format. I honestly don't know if it's gonna fit 100%. So let's test fit some Evo 8 or 9 intercooler piping and see if it fits on the 420A motor. We ended up getting the piping on there. You are gonna have to mess around with the couplers and stuff like that to make it work. What?
I mean, this is from an Evo.
Yeah, it is from an Evo.
If you just get a kit, you just mock it up and cut it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like that.
go team.
So yeah, Evo 8 piping works as long as you just get different size couplers and you mock it up. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is FMU. You do have to modify. So what the FMU does is it increases your fuel pressure, especially when hitting boost, to avoid you from starving the engine and then basically blowing it up.
Alright, so you gotta take it apart. Get rid of this because this will, the fuel will eat it up and then clog your fuel system. Because this will come out right here.
Right.
Bam, out.
Okay.
Then you have your little metal thing, and it goes in here. It's flat. It's usually flat. I already indented it already, but usually it's flat, and you gotta put it in there in the middle. And you gotta put this back on it, and then line it up. Put the screws in. Oh, and then on this part, it comes with the ring in it. This is crap. You just gotta
Take it off?
Take it off. Yeah, yeah. So you don't need that. Okay. And then you put your little weight inside. Back in here again. And then to make the indent, just grab a little like something heavy and just hit it.
That's how you indent the washer, right?
Yeah, that's how you indent the washer on the inside.
Okay.
So once that's indented, I already hit it a couple times. You put your washer back on it. It comes with it. You put your gasket on there. And then you put your top
Cover.
back on.
Yeah.
Make sure that this isn't protruding out, because then you're gonna have issues with it of it engaging already. But you know, this is good already. This is like flat. And then put it back together, and that's it.
All right. So first thing you're gonna do, you come to the back. You gotta take off the receipt. 2 clips on each side. Really easy to do. Once you take this off, you take it out of your car, and you'll now have access to your fuel pump. It's gross out here. Bunch of spider webs. Look, is that an egg? It is. Lose them. Who needs a
a magnet when you have spider webs?
Damn.
You need to pour magnet.
Jesus, look at this. Alright, so take this line out, take this line out. 19, right? Yeah. 19, 14. And then you just use these to take this out. That unplugs out. So yeah, just kind of wiggle it out, get the thing out of there, and we'll replace the fuel pump.
Full tank, bro?
He's got a full tank.
Yeah, full tank.
Tank?
Yeah. And it's on 87, so I can't boost pretty much that whole tank, huh?
It's okay, you run out of gas in like a little bit. So to start out with taking off your fuel pump, disconnect this.
Right.
You're gonna undo these so that you could actually get it off.
Right.
And it should slide off. If not, we just undo this and it'll pop out.
Hey, she's out.
Does this, it fits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can reuse the OEM plug. If not,
They give you one too, but you gotta wire it in. Yeah.
but it's nice when they fit. It's just nice.
Feed it in there slowly. Put this back on. Fuel pump is done, and now we can move over to the OBX 12-to-1 FMU, which you have to raise the rear of the car to get to.
For 96 and up.
For 96 and up, correct. If you're at 95,
You're lucky.
you're lucky because you get to go to the front and do it. But for everyone else, we gotta do it in the back.
Okay, so that's the stock regulator for the fuel, and then that connects to the inside of the fuel pump. You gotta pull it off completely and get your hose that we have over here and some new clamps to put on over there, and it's gonna connect to this bottom part, right? Okay? Yeah. And then this one over here is gonna connect back to the fuel pressure regulator with another piece of hose and clamps, and then we'll show you guys right now what it's supposed to look like. Oh, and then vacuum line is gonna go all the way to the front. It's officially done. It's mounted with one self-tapping screw, and all we have to do is run the vacuum line to the front.
Okay, so Lazy went ahead and routed the vacuum line that goes on top of the FMU all the way to the front. You then plug this into the intake manifold. But we're gonna go ahead and stop here on day 2. All that's left is getting the turbo, the intake filter, finishing up the piping, mocking up the downpipe, wiring up the whole harness.
The next day.
Day 3 or 4, not too sure, but turbo is finally in. We also have some Mishimoto slim fans. We have flanges and gaskets. We also have, oh yeah, the battery relocation due to the intercooler piping being in the way. I'm sure if you get custom piping made, you could probably make it fit. All right, so we have this generic T3, T4 turbo. Honestly, you can find these on eBay for like $100. I don't know how long they'll last, but they look like
people that it's lasted 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
A lot of people run eBay turbos.
Yeah, a lot of people do. They're honestly pretty cheap.
One of the best ways to get started on turbo.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. If you want to get into turboing cars and you come from naturally aspirated setups, it's a good way to learn the basics on what parts to add, such like as a wastegate, the piping, the manifold, your whole fuel system, and
What
you
you
know,
need to modify.
yeah, exactly. You start learning more about turbo cars this way, and it's a good way to start. So if you have a 428, it's actually a good way to get into turbo Eclipses. Obviously, these aren't as fast as the GSD and GSXs, but once you feel you're ready and experienced with this platform, then I feel like it's a good time to jump over to a GSD and GSX. All right, so for the battery location, you basically have to feed it. You can hide it as good as you want, but you take this off, you kind of hide it under the carpet. You feed the cable through the engine bay, down under the carpet, all the way. You can take the rear seat out, feed it through there. It ends up on this side. The silver DSM also has it in the back. It ends up back down here. You should get a box. This thing's a mess, but you kind of just place it somewhere safe and secure. You don't want it moving around everywhere, but we are going to go ahead and hook that up. You're also going to have to get a block. I'll show you guys which one I got. I just went to like a radio store type of thing, and I told them I needed 15 feet of wire, and I also went ahead and got this block right here. Brand name, what's the brand name on it? EFX. So you guys can see here. Yeah, dual mini fuse block right here. And I do have the fuses right here. 200 amp mini fuses. So you'll need that just for safety purposes. You take off these 4 right here.
You then attach the fuses kind of like that. Then you place the bolts back on, and then you have an amped block. So we'll do that real quick and we'll get back right with you guys. Also, shout out to Illuminosity. They have their own YouTube channel. They actually sent me a white shirt and a black shirt for lazy, so give them a follow, check them out. Cool dudes.
Close it in.
Goes inwards.
Sits like that.
Right.
Make sure your oil feed is at the top. Make sure your return is at the bottom.
Okay.
And then after that, you can just cock it the way you want to.
Oh, the actual housing and then.
So
Okay,
this
that's
looks
for the
about
that's for the
right.
intercooler pipe, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Okay.
always make sure this is on top.
Right.
And they are different. You can see the return is square.
Right.
So circle, square.
Square. Okay, gotcha. We are going to be mucking up the downpipe. Of course, this is all going to be custom. You do have to buy this flange right here.
Like that, right?
So cut there.
yeah.
But why is it angling that way towards
Because
the
if you go
radiator?
like this,
You don't have no room for your.
it won't hit right here. It'll hit this and there'd be that.
Sure, it's gonna be a tight fit then for sure.
Oh,
If
yeah.
it goes like this, you can push it out and then just toss it to the left.
Honestly, I feel like it's gonna be a two-part video. It's getting too long, and I do apologize for not being prepared. I will write a full list of what you're gonna need down in the description for you guys to start collecting the parts. And in the following video, we will try to basically get it running and make sure that everything is done correctly. But for now, I'm gonna end the video here. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you comment any questions you have, comment any concerns, comment any tips, and I'll pretty much see you on the next one.